I've got one pen.
A ruler.
We've all got
I'm
two
trying to think of things I can make noise with now.
Right, we're live now, guys. So even if nobody
yeah,
else
right.
is,
Okay.
let's
not worry about it then.
Let's talk like we've got a Wembley audience, shall we?
Hang on, I've got some buttons up here I can rattle. If I stand up, you'll see I'm wearing tracksuit bottoms.
Well, did you want us to know that?
Well, I just think, sometimes I'll have a nice blouse on, but I am wearing tracksuit bottoms. So.
Phoning it in. For the people who have joined us at home, well, we're all at home technically, so I don't know why I said that. Welcome to Comedy Roulette. It's a new concept that I came up with because I was not successful at doing traditional stand-up in a streaming format. So I thought, what kind of show would I like to do? And basically it's this. So the things that I've enjoyed about comedy online has been the mixture of seeing people do material, comedians do material, but also all the chat, because everyone's got some really good stories. So I thought we'd combine the two, rip off Mock the Week a little bit, and give me an excuse to buy a bingo machine. So how this is going to work is I've got 30 topics that initially I was going to crowdsource from Twitter, but Twitter didn't deliver the goods. It got really weird and niche. So a lot of these, they're just my ideas, to be honest. So some of them are questions, some of them are just topics, some of them are really vague and broad, and I've given them to everyone in advance they can have a look at. So if they revise, they should have something for everyone. But that's not necessarily true, and that is also fine, because that's the beauty of the game. I'm going to spin this little Wheel of Fortune that I bought from Amazon, and it was a necessary purchase. I don't care what my husband said. I couldn't just put numbers in a bag or use a random number generator, because that isn't as fun. So, that's what we're going to do. There are numbers from 1 to 30. They correlate to topics from a list that I've written down. Some of them poorly. I got really bored halfway through the job. Who writes these days? It's boring. And we're going to see what happens. So, my lovely guests today, we've got Kate McCabe in Square Number 1.
Hello.
What's your name? Where'd you come from? Obviously, I've spoiled your name there, so you've only got half of that to do.
You have spoiled it. Now I need a new name. No, it's fine. It's used. Kate McCabe, and I'm currently residing in Manchester, England, where it's raining. Surprise.
Who have we got? Under Kate in a, bizarre, unprecedented move. It's you, Tom.
Is that that girl in the background?
I don't know in which format you're sending this out. I've just got what I've got on and I'm above Kate as far as me being it.
Oh no, you're below me and you're next to Kate.
I'm topping all of you, so I just want that to get.
Am I a bottom?
You are.
I'm drifting down on Kate's head, but. Yes, I'm Tom Tuck. I'm currently in North London, which is not raining, but seems to be threatening to.
Okay, and Jen, I don't need to discuss your location on the grid because you were the last one. So,
I am the last one wherever you see me on your grid. I am residing in East Sussex in Be Right On, where it is fair and fine outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry. It's dry.
You're currently under me in the old grid. Just to let you know.
Well, I'm sort of below everybody.
You're holding everybody up without you. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Right, we're going to spin the Wheel of Fortune then. Let's do it. First, to tell everybody, everyone has allocated themselves a noise
haven't.
Indicate that they want to participate. Well, 66% of the panel came with a noise. Jen is still deciding. So we'll start with Kate. Kate, what is your noise?
Donald Quinn.
Lisa needs braces.
Donald Quinn.
Lisa needs braces.
Donald Quinn.
Can we all hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much
We'll
so.
always say 3 times.
As long as I get called on, then I'll turn it off.
Okay.
I like what you did there. Tom, what's your noise?
Ah, Tom, I like that.
It's a little Disney princess mirror.
I don't want to ask why you have that.
Did you already have that?
I actually am CRB checked, if that was what you were thinking.
That's not what I was going with.
Absolutely would never. 100% no.
Just for your own personal use?
It was present, actually.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, Jen, what's your noise?
Oh, I haven't got one, but I do have some buttons. What about this?
Yeah, but is it on a 10-hour loop on YouTube?
Oh, can I get this shit on YouTube? Okay, Vix, don't do that face. All it is to create some sort. Whatever Kate is doing is the stuff of nightmares. I don't even want to get into what Tom's up to. This is a perfectly. You can all agree. Yeah?
We're not here to judge. If that is what you want to go with,
Wow! It's almost like I'm doing a little.
I like it, yeah. Like shaking a
I
cocktail.
was going to say, that, like, I'm actually Spanish, not Mexican, so I'm not sure what this is.
Fusion.
It's down home in
It's
the-
Latin fusion, is what that
Latin
is.
fusion, that's where I'm going. Thank you for saving me.
Right, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna spin the wheel. Is everybody excited?
Too much.
Pretend. It's important to me. I haven't got a lot on in lockdown, guys. Come with me on this path of whimsy that I'm on. Right, I'm quite scared of this machine because I went a bit too hard with it and all the balls fell on the floor earlier, so I'm going to be a tentative bingo caller. Wow, that was quick, wasn't it? Right, we've got number 6, and number 6 is a lie that has caught you out.
Oh, East Sussex. Oh, Tom got there before me.
That was
all over your down home rootsy maracas.
That
And you
felt
still
like a
didn't
photo
remember.
I
finish.
started the university challenge. I got halfway through. East Sussex. Oh, fuck. No, go.
I can't. It was July the 5th in America. And I was about 14. I don't know if you know America. I mean, one of you might. But July the 5th is the day after July the 4th. And we had some leftover fireworks, me and my friend I was visiting, and we took them to a park and blew up a sapling because, teenagers. And almost immediately, a policeman came round the corner. And my friend, I ran, and my friend was just going to confess. And then when I ran, I realised, I don't know Chicago, really. So then I just walked slowly back. And the policeman said, why did you run? And here is the lie. See if you can spot my mistake here. I saw a rabbit. That's not thought it was going to work.
Those rabbits plague Chicago. Teeming with rabbits.
What actually happened to you?
Yeah, what happened
They
next?
put in the back of the cop car and drove us back to his house, and we got the telling off.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
fine.
that
That suddenly felt like it was going to get much darker, but I'm glad.
Yeah, no, I am still allowed to go to America. No charges were brought.
That was a very close to the bone start to this, wasn't it? Under the current circumstances.
I don't know where it's going to go from here. I got one here.
Braces.
Donald Glenn.
Lisa needs braces.
I mean, I've got to get my buttons out.
Well, technically, Brister was first. She just couldn't commit to a sound. Brister, do you think you've got a fun story for this? How good is it?
It's quick.
Go on then. Let's take it.
That's it. I mean, it's just a quick one. A lie that has caught me out. I phoned up my my phone provider to report my phone that had been stolen. But I was calling on the phone that I said had been stolen. And they said, so your phone, is it a Nokia, blah, blah, blah? I went, yeah, it is. And they went, what, the phone that you're calling from?
Why were you reporting it stolen when it was in your hands? I think we need to dig a little bit deeper.
Because what happened was with my phone, I think I dropped it and smashed the screen. And I had insurance that covered it if it was stolen, but not covered if it was broken.
Ah, so
I was like, I know what I'll do.
it
I'll tell
started
them it's
clever.
stolen. But I was completely shit-faced at the time. So all of this was, this is perfect. After I'd fallen down some escalators and I picked it up, and I'll never guess. So anyway. And I still remember the disdain of the operator on the phone going, you mean the phone that you're calling from? Yeah. Oh, thanks for your time. Bye-bye. Bye. I found it.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was here the whole time. Wow. Kate, what about you? We might as well go around. Let's do like a test round.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I mean, I don't really know if it caught me out. It was just a very big lie. So growing up, the band that was like everyone had to fancy one of the band guys was New Kids on the Block. I'm of that generation. So it's like everyone in my grade school had to have a new kid on the block that they fancied. And obviously I didn't give a shit about any of them in New Kids on the Block for gayness reasons.
Oh, why?
In case you can't tell from the plaid and the haircut, very gayness-related reasons. But I didn't know. Obviously, I was like 12, so I was like, oh, I can't choose. They're all so handsome. I need to choose two favorites. And so I chose Donnie Wahlberg and Jonathan Knight, who I'm pretty sure was just like a pony in jean shorts.
Who the fuck was Jonathan Knight?
I know.
Jordan's brother, one who didn't do anything.
You had two shots and you got both of them wrong.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan all day. He released a really saucy song when I was a teenager called Give It To You that me and my mate loved. We had no idea what it was about.
That was a jam. And the video, they were at like a little carnival.
Filthy for like 13-year-olds to be singing. We didn't know what he'd give us, but we knew we wanted it.
Cargo pants and throwing shapes in the video. I learned the dance. I thought girls would like it.
I'm putting it on my Spotify playlist. I would like it, Kate. I would.
Good.
Did anyone kind of go, Kate? No.
No, never. Not even none of the five. None of the five could catch my eye. And if none of the new kids could do it, then nobody will.
Yeah, I remember having a similar thing with Bros. I don't know which of the twins I like best. I love Grolsch bottom tops and swoop jeans.
Surely one is better than the other one, though, right? Like
There's always a hotter twin.
Actually, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but we can all agree that Luke is clearly the saner of the two.
Okay. Oh my God, yeah.
And actually, Luke Goss, fun fact, had a flat with his now still partner in Wimbledon, which is where I was at school. And his flat was right by our school. And girls from our school just used to hang out there and just ring on the doorbell going, Luke, we love you. And I went along a couple of times just try and fit in, you know. Oh, I'm so excited. And I find myself standing there going, just bored, going, he's not going to come out, is he? But like, you couldn't be the first one to leave because they'd be like, oh, such a lesbian. I'm like, what do you mean?
I'm as devoted as any of you.
I don't know what you're saying. Can't wait to meet him. Anyway. Good times.
Relatable.
Good times. Well, we were worried about like getting through all 30, but that's one, and we've done that in 15 minutes. So I think.
Okay. So we'll get through 3 questions.
I think we're safe.
I'm quite happy to talk shit.
I love it. Well, that's the thing, but it's like structured shit, isn't it? We've got a concept. Whether or not we refer to it, it doesn't matter.
You can have fun.
We've got an agenda, but we're just AOB all the way. Like that's the thing. Oh, I hate my day job, guys. I mean, I love it if anybody's watching from it, but
AOB, is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yes, that would be much more fun. It's
I'm so glad that you translated that because I was at a loss.
Any other business is the layman's term.
Any other business. Okay, sure. I actually think I prefer Thom's.
I prefer Thom's. I'm going to stop bringing that up in Zoom calls. Right, I'm going to spin the wheel again. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it the wrong way, but yeah, look. It's got a full circle.
Here we go.
This is going to happen. Right.
Right, buddy, Jen.
You are a hazard.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Thom.
Right. Buzzers that they're ready. It's number 14. Things you wish you'd never said. Brister.
I used to visit this old lady. Her name was Kitty, and she'd always make me dinner. And one time she made me a ploughman's lunch with corned beef, which I absolutely cannot stand. And I ate it out of politeness and then said to her, and she said to me, oh, do you like corned beef, dear? And I said, oh, Kit, I absolutely love corned beef. And then she proceeded to give me corned beef every single fucking time I went round there. I was like, oh, no, corned beef.
She was getting it in specially.
She got it in special. I got it in special for you, love.
Oh.
Never tell people what you like.
Particularly if it's a lie.
Especially when it's the opposite of what you like. It's the most English. I'm generally very direct. Anyone who knows me, I'm very direct. I don't tend to like have much of a filter. And usually if I don't like something, I'm like, nah, I don't like that. But because it was, you know, she's an old lady, and then she'd made me lunch. I couldn't, and you know when you eat something and you think she knows I think this is disgusting, so you overcompensate. This is my dream meal.
It's even worse than spam corned beef. It's fucking horrid.
I don't know what it is. It's not beef, is it? What is it?
I don't think corned should be used as a verb ever. Nothing should be corned.
No, isn't it the process of mincing? Is that what corn is?
No, I think it's
comedy gold,
because
isn't it?
you mix it with something else, don't you? So corned beef is mixed. When people couldn't get hold of like beef, they'd go, let's get something that's kind of meat, but let's mix it with meal, like, I don't know, corn or something.
It's
and then
gelatinous.
it'll kind of like bulk it up a bit.
But
then,
it's got fat in it, hasn't it, to hold it together? Oh, God.
I think it's because it's a cheap cut of meat, you know? Anyway, look, I don't want to get into it. Suffice to say, it's like dog food.
When I was a kid, I used to tell my mum when I didn't like stuff, I really like it. I like it so much. I want to save it to enjoy later. And they just hope she forgot about it.
I should have said that.
I thought it was the perfect crime, but apparently they were onto me. My mum would just quietly throw it away, possibly crying. So I love this. I'm going to keep it for when I'm sad. I'm going to eat it later. Yeah.
Oh, my mum would never fall for that. You didn't know. You planned on me.
It does sound like your mum can cook, though.
She can, but when we were children, you know, I was always slightly embarrassed of my mum's cooking because I lived in a time when people would be like, ooh, Tinder's crispy pancakes and chicken Kievs, and then I'd invite friends round and they'd be eating Galician squid stew, and it's like, oh, Mum, don't, you know. I remember inviting a friend round and she was like, I don't know, these are why is your mum giving me rubber bands for dinner?
Oh, you're on the right side of history.
I think it's fantastic,
Yeah.
but in the 80s it wasn't cool to be eating.
Tweens have no palate.
Tapas.
Yeah.
I bet they look back on that now and they're sorry. We all do. When we sit in our homes eating nothing but crispy pancakes, we all think about when we ate better things.
Crispy
I
pancakes.
didn't know your mum was Galician. I was once at the Tate Modern and I went outside to have a fag and a man came down and sat next to me and started speaking to me in Spanish, in Castellano. And it's like, how does he know that I speak Spanish? And
Oh, really?
he just got lucky. He started talking to someone on a bench. And then he pointed at a guy who was busking with bagpipes. And I thought he was saying, you know, the Welsh. But he was saying the Galicians.
Oh, really?
Galicia and Galles are very similar.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we had an argument in not my first language about whether bagpipes were from Wales or from Scotland. But he was saying, no, they're from Galicia.
Yeah, because they have bagpipes in Galicia. My mum's always going on about how she loves bagpipes. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Nobody does, do they?
Yeah, it's a horrible
100%
sound.
do.
Wales don't want that. We'll claim anything, but we don't want them. Like that's like, be very careful what you say about Wales, Tom. I can kick you out of this court. Right.
Tom has left the meeting.
I'm a Culture Welsh. My great-grandfather was called Llewellyn.
But he would be really upset with you pronouncing it like that. But
Sorry.
right, I'm going to spin this wheel again because I bought it and I need to prove it's worth money. Otherwise, I will be told off by my husband who said I didn't need it. So, right, we're going again.
This is the best part of the show.
I know. Oh, I've gone the wrong way again. This is going great. Right, it's number 11 and it's cooking. You all do your buzzer sounds while I work out how to get this ball
What was
out of the
11?
thing.
I can't remember.
Cooking.
Cooking.
I feel like I've just covered that.
Yeah, Jen's already answered it.
Should we roll again? I need the practice.
Get a different
We've done it. Oh, no. Tom's got one.
Oh, go on then.
Well, I think I'm quite a good cook, but I'm definitely a terrible baker.
Yeah, same.
Like, if you need precise quantities, I'm absolutely dreadful. I remember once I tried to make fudge, which is apparently like really like technical in when you need to do things and exactly how much of things you put in, and I made a sort of billowing brown brain that then like, oh, maybe it'll taste like fudge when it cools down, and it never set. I put it in the freezer and it would continue to move. It never set. I cannot bake. I cannot bake, but I can cook. If it's one pot and I just go, maybe a bit of red wine vinegar. Yes, brilliant. I can do that. But basically, I could be a GP, but not a surgeon, I think. I think that's the difference in skill level.
That's definitely what they ask on the test. It's a
I think it's a personality thing.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you have to have patience to be ordered to bake, and I don't have any
That's
patience.
not my vibe.
Same. And also, you have to put things in exactly the right order, don't you? You've got to put the eggs in, and then, like, nearly always, I get to the end of baking something, I'm like, oh, I didn't put the eggs in, or I forgot to put the bicarbonate of soda in, or whatever, and you're like, then there's something comes out, it's usually rock solid, or like yours, Tom, it's still moving across the table 3 weeks later.
Yeah, my breads are like bricks.
Wow,
Yeah.
brag.
Well, that's the thing. You can bake if what people need from the baking is something that could kill a man. Like you've just got a different skill set. It's not wrong. It's just for a different purpose.
If you want to use it to do, I don't know, shot put or something like that, then I can bake that for you. If you want to have it something that will rest in between your neck and your shoulder, and you can
A proper Olympic scone.
yeah.
Yeah. See, you did have stuff about cooking. You guys have got topics for everything. It's almost like we're all very attention-seeking people. Right.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right. Let's do this again. Right. I can. Oh no! The ball deselected itself that time. This is going so great. I got it. It's all right. It is number 27, which is the live, love, laugh phenomenon.
I don't even know what this is.
Donald Glenn.
Lisa needs braces.
Donald Glenn.
McCabe.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Of course you don't.
Well,
I don't like any
what do you mean
sign.
the phenomenon?
I don't like any sign telling me what to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of mums have got it in their homes, basically. In some,
What is it? I don't know. Live, love, love. Is this a poster?
Remember
It's-
Eat, Pray, Love? I feel it's kind of like a spin-off from that, like where people are sort of like, this is like a well-being and wellness and general mantra to have in your house. It's, I don't know, it's like people, it's just kitsch. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just shitty
It's
modern
meaningless shit, isn't it? Like, every day is a new day. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't boss me around, sign.
it's gin
You know-
o'clock.
you don't have to be mad to work here, but you're furloughed. You know,
That one's not going to catch on that much. No one's putting that on a
Live, love,
canvas
love
bag.
thing. It just sounds a little bit like you're kind of nuts. Live, love, love. You know, what are you, manic or something? What's happening? It's one of your manic episodes. What's going on? It just sounds a bit like.
it's for people who have gin instead of a personality, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It is a personality type, like gin, like Huel. You don't need to have a
Huel,
personality
yeah,
if you like
gross.
Huel. Huel bros, that is their life. Protein. They're not even athletic looking. I've got a real beef with the people that have Huel. It's not helping them. I've watched them over time, filling up their little flasks of sad powder. They're not hench.
Sorry, I know I'm.
Basically slim fast, Jen.
It is Slim Fast Men.
Okay.
It's just got the worst product name ever. I can't think, besides Mr. Brain's Pork Faggots, I can't think of a worse bit of branding than Huel.
Hey, how do you know about Brains Faggots?
I know a bit
know
of
about those. There used to be an advert in the 80s, and it was Brains, and it used to go like this, Brains Faggots.
I tell you what,
Brains. And as kids, you were like, why would anyone want to eat a brain?
when I saw it in
And
the
then
grocery market, it was like, what's wrong with this country? Why is
Anything.
this product?
And then
Where
you're like,
to
don't
start?
worry, it's not actual brains. And then they tell you what is
No.
in there, and it's not better.
It's worse. At least
Yeah,
with
at
brain
least-
bread.
At least you know where a brain is. Once they start talking about what a faggot is, you're like, okay, I don't even want to know what else is in this.
I don't need a hate crime from my
Package with
tapas.
worse PR.
How has that term survived?
It's packaged with worse PR.
Yeah,
I don't know.
shit ain't right.
On that note, that shit ain't right. Right. God, this takes a while. Right. Oh, this one is. Oh, it's like a gender reveal. Oh, for Christ's sake. I should stop drinking. That's not helping.
I wish I had a drink.
if you knew then what you know now, eh?
I know. What are you having, Tom?
It is an
It's
Atlantic
fuel, isn't it?
pale ale,
Oh,
Brixton Brewery.
I'm gonna get a beer.
It's nice.
If I don't have an answer for the next one, I'm going to get a beer, and I'll try
Okay.
again.
This
Good
is
idea.
number 24, and it's grammar.
Oh, fuck it. I'm American. I'm not going to know this one.
Go get a beer.
Okay, just to say that if you're American, and fine if you're Australian, but if you live in this country, it's schedule, okay? It's not schedule, it's schedule. Know that. Don't start introducing schedules. No, there are no it's schedule, okay? And I feel very strongly about this, and every time someone says schedule, I'm saying, I think you mean schedule. I am that prick, and I'm okay about it.
Oh my God. I'm so glad.
Sorry,
I found this out now. Because we were going to fall out.
Don't even start, Tom. Don't even start.
Tom,
Well, Jen, I don't want to be a pedant,
you do.
but that's not technically grammar, is it? It's just pronunciation.
No, it is grammar.
Woo!
No, it's not, because it's spelled the same. It doesn't matter. It's sort of grammar because you're spelling something incorrectly, so therefore you're spelling it grammatically incorrect.
Well, no,
Okay.
no, I totally agree with you. I was just trying to wind you up. I used to get
Very
on
successful.
Twitter. I used to have a search set up for should of, should space of.
Should have.
apostrophe VE.
Were
So
you very
I would
busy,
just
Tom?
search that and then retweet it with should have.
Yeah. Or
Until people just begged me to stop because I was just, people would set up bots to do that if they were, sensible or just it was the personal satisfaction of doing it, of telling people off.
She's back.
I'm going to get you some sponsorship. How about that?
Have you got a bit of orange in it?
No, you don't have fucking food.
Of course you
Gross.
do.
I can't have fruit in beer. Sorry.
No? Okay.
No. I can't do it. I don't know why. I've tried strawberry beers and beers with things in it, and I'm like, no.
Well, this isn't but it's not like a fruit-infused beer. It's just like a lime and a Corona. You know what I mean?
Do you like limes
okay.
and Corona?
Okay, I can kind
Like
of have
garnish.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
No, but it's total marketing because they used to have Blue Moon on tap before they had it in bottles, just like a little bit in the UK. And as soon as they pushed out widely, they were like, yeah, let's just tell everyone you're supposed to have an orange in it, and then we'll have a thing. It was just a marketing move.
It is marketing, but one that I wholly buy into because I think it does improve it. And I won't get scurvy. That's key.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting some of your 5 a day.
And Kate's an expert on drinks. I've been following her little mixologist sessions on her videos.
I know you're very kind. Thank you.
I made your Cosmo. It was perfect.
Hey, can you tell me how to make the best Negroni?
Yes. It's essentially equal parts of 3 things.
Can you go through them with me?
Yes. You want a gin that you heavily favor. You want a, Campari, essentially. Not Aperol. Use Campari if you can. And then I think also what's key is the sweet vermouth, and I'll tell you the one I use. I think you can get it in a little bottle, but the one I use or a big bottle, is Antica Formula Carpano Vermouth.
Holy macaroni.
I'm going to do a screen share. Do I have that ability? Hang on.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Dude.
Oh my God, all my tabs are going to be so embarrassing. I'm gonna need to close
Actually,
my
it's
tabs.
going to it will knock out the alignment of all of the
Okay,
little squares.
Forget
so
it. But anyway, Antica Sweet Vermouth.
I'll tweet us afterwards.
Okay.
I'm into it. That's one of my favourite. I don't know much about cocktails, but whenever I go have a cocktail, I have that.
Same. High five.
Hi, 15.
I 20. Oh, we've stopped now. Okay.
Ow. Oh.
No, this isn't TikTok. You've gone wrong. We're on Twitch. We're not going to pass things to each other from screen to screen. We're too old.
Fair.
And that's okay.
Are we still on Live, Laugh, Laugh, or are we on something else?
We're going to
now?
move
Oh,
on
no,
now.
we're on.
We took a little journey into cocktail making and we were all into it, so we carried on.
We're very much going on the last 10, aren't we? Which we decided none of us wanted.
We really didn't want that. Oh, right, number 12. Film cliches. Look at that. I've stumped you all. Oh, no,
What is-
Tom Tuck.
The one I really hate is the lazy storytelling thing of waking up. When you first see the character, waking up near empty bottles. So you go, oh, he's troubled. You're like, oh, fucking just try and tell a story originally. It's so annoying.
Yeah, maybe you've
Because
just had a good time, Tom. Why are they playing you like that?
But when it's like the first shot of the protagonist and they've done something that lazy, you're like, well, nothing else in this film is going to be good, is it?
I love a cliche.
What about the cliche of the I'm so unattractive?
Now take your
Not
glasses
anymore.
off. Yes.
Oh, God.
Have you noticed how beautiful I am? Not anymore.
Superman, Clark Kent. What the fuck, man?
What's happened? I'm such a sex pot now.
You know what? I love a montage.
Oh, that's a good cliche. That can stay.
I wish that was
Have
real
you
life.
seen any of the Mary, Kate and Ashley movies?
No.
I think so.
Why have you?
I have seen all of them. I've seen all of them. Again, I am CRB checked.
That I was going to say, because you have to be checked each time you try and work in a school. They don't last forever. They're not universal. They're like STD tests. You have to be retested often.
I work with a comedy club for kids quite a lot, and help and do workshops sometimes of my own, so that they keep it current and they're checking.
Is that why you watch the Mary Kate and Ashley films, or no?
I didn't have to reveal that on the form, actually. There are some of those films that have up to 9 montages.
That sounds like a film for me.
Wow, Kate's in.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Passport to Paris. It's mad.
Sound.
They're in Paris as 2 Americans, and then they find like one of them finds an American boyfriend who's really creepy.
An American with a passport? This is unheard of.
Yeah.
Hold on to your glasses, pretty lady.
No, pretty ladies don't wear the glasses. It's when we take them off. Pay attention.
all their films after about age 12 or something, they're like executive producers on, and they clearly just like cast people to be their love interests who they fancy, who are always like 4 years older than them. So their job, imagine that young actor's job. What's your job? I've got to go and kiss a child. Ooh.
Oh, wow, the Harvey Weinstein of tween actors.
Yeah.
It got ever so dark, didn't it?
Rim,
Above your pants.
rim quick.
I'm gonna turn the wheel again.
Blue eyes.
Oh, for God's sake! All the 20s. Number 29. Who's got a burning grudge?
Oh, I got one. Shit.
Fuck
Where is
Richard
it?
Herring. What a knobhead.
Right, we're gonna. Everybody's getting a turn at this. Tom, you.
I think I definitely need to hear both of these because there's nothing I like more than a burning grudge.
Yeah, Tom, you can start. You were very passionate about yours.
Well, for a while, I used to play Word with Friends with Richard Herring and beat him quite a lot because I'm quite good with words. And then he sent me a message one day going, you might want to listen to You and Yours today, on which he was doing a piece about online Scrabble and slagged me off by name, saying that I cheated. Since then, he's going fucking down. This year was going to be my 19th consecutive Fringe in a row, which would have equalled the number that he has done. So then I was going to beat him because he had a break. Now, fucking stuck one behind that bastard.
Coronavirus!
Can we beat him in other ways, though, Tom? That can't be the only way.
My handsomeness.
Yeah. Yeah. Hottest blondes. I mean,
Yeah.
I will
The
promise,
madness.
Tom. I can promise you, he'll never darken the door of Comedy Roulette. I'm banning him now. He's not coming in. It's Tom Tuck all the way for me.
Oh, another one that Richard Herring's been banned from.
The boy's got enough. He's busy. Kate, have you got a burning grudge for me?
Yeah, I do. And he's lucky that I never learned his name, I'll say that.
Ooh.
But this kind of relates to Jen's story as well, because it's a mobile phone complaint. I had a phone that just went to shit before its time, and it was like, I wasn't due up on my contract or anything yet, but it just wasn't working. And not for anything that I'd done to it. I hadn't dropped it. I hadn't, dunked it in the toilet at a nightclub. It was just a disobedient phone. And I took it back to the store, and the guy is like, he agrees that it's not working, but he's like, well, it must be damaged in some way. And then he's like, have you gotten it wet? And I was like, no, it's never had like a drink spilled on it. I've never dunked it into a puddle. And he's like, but it doesn't matter. Any moisture can impact the phone. Have you used it?
What, like the sweat from your fingers? What's he talking about? Like,
and he goes, have you used it in the rain? And I was like, I fucking live in Manchester, pal.
yes.
Like, yeah, I've used it in the rain. And then he goes, so I answered that to him, and he goes, maybe, madam, you've spilled some perfume in your handbag. And I was like, fuck you, look at me. You think I have perfume in my handbag?
It was lube, you asshole!
This is homophobia.
That would have silenced his narrative there, though, if you'd said that.
Fuming.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
That guy.
What about you, Jen? Burning
So
grudges?
many.
You don't even have to give us your number one. Like, give us your top one in your top 5.
My neighbour.
Left or right?
Opposite, she can go fuck herself. She knocked on my door around Christmas to have a go at me about something, and she was very upset. And she called me a cunt. And
How did it escalate to that level? Firstly, what was she complaining about?
It's a very long-winded. It's so boring. It's not even worth getting into. But suffice to say, she was accusing me of something I hadn't done, and I was very tired. It was in the evening, and I just I kind of lost it with that. So I sort of like a couple of days after Christmas Day, there was this beige me going, I don't know anything. Yeah, I know your ex-neighbour. Yeah, I do. Yeah, and you know what he told me? He told me that you're a fucking cunt. So what do you think about that? Huh? Yeah, think about that. So the other neighbours around think I'm mental.
How recent was this? Was this just after you shaved your head? Because like
December, and they closed the door, and Chloe went, that's my partner, she went, oh, well, you handled that really well. And I was like, wow, you could have piped in a bit earlier.
I mean, you had it, Jen. you didn't need any backup. You went nuclear. That is a nuclear option.
I really needed her to step in a bit earlier. But anyway.
How awkward was it on the doorstep afterwards? Did you see them again, or? Can you see them now?
Just looking to see. I always think that I can see her. No, and do you know what? She never once came out to clap for carers. She's that person.
Oh, she's the cunt.
But you're that person. You're that person taking the register on people not clapping for carers, though.
Look, don't make this about me, Vix. Okay.
I'm just saying. Sometimes people have got other stuff on.
Wasn't clapping for carers today at the time we started this.
No, it stopped. The person that founded it also killed it. We all agreed together that it was enough. Like, we were done.
My wife is learning cello, and I would go out there and I'd go, and if you learn music, pineapple, 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 pineapple.
What is that?
So you like learn, I guess, like the rhythm of things by like, so it's like walking, and then
okay.
And then pineapple is like pineapple, pineapple, pineapple.
That's 3/4, is it?
Well, we're all good for that.
I don't know. I was just being an asshole to my wife who's trying to learn a beautiful instrument.
You're very supportive. But you can make her a good Negroni after the lesson, so it's not all bad, is it?
Every drink I make her, she 100% deserves. And
heartwarming and
yeah.
Right.
Oh, but it could be quite creepy if you're poisoning her.
Oh, true.
Angel of death kind of Munchausen stuff.
She is Scottish. I'm looking into Scottish widows. See what that is.
Just sick enough to be compliant. Anyway, very dark. Right. I reckon we've got time for one more. So
Oh,
let's see how this goes. I think technically I was going to say we've done 5, but I think I lost a lot of these balls on the floor, so I don't know how many we've actually done.
I think we've done 6.
Oh, there we go. I've only lost 1. That's not too bad, is it?
Look at glasses nerd over there. Knows numbers.
yeah. She's so ugly. Oh, my God.
Hold their horses, fella.
Whoa. I took my eyes away for 1 second. It's a completely different person in Gembristers Square.
I know.
Who are you, you angel?
I know. Who is this hot bitch?
So yeah, this the ball machine drew too. I didn't even know it could do that. So we've got inappropriate crushes or a fact you believed at the time that didn't turn out to be true. So,
I thought previously that the UK wasn't 52% full of blinkered racists.
we all did.
We all did, Tom.
It's such a fact in my mind.
Can you
And then we went on Twitter.
Oh God!
Yeah, but
Never do
I
that.
thought it was the two polar ends, and then mostly there was a gentle, normal middle.
Well, in this fucking Venn diagram, you just thought that the Venn diagram of good people in the middle was larger than the Venn diagram of absolute bricks.
I thought it was more like a bell curve, but it turns out it was a bell end curve.
Yeah.
That was just a dick pushing the statistics up.
We can't finish on that note.
Okay, I've got what was the other one?
Inappropriate crushes.
Okay, I had an inappropriate crush as a child on Lady in Lady and the Tramp.
Is that inappropriate? She was fair. I mean, she was a dog, but Robin Hood also, the fox, he'd get it.
It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, is it?
My kids watched it the other day, and in the back of my head, I was like, did I used to fancy that dog?
And if you see a Cocker Spaniel nowadays, do you still get
No,
around?
that feeling's gone now, Kate. I want you to know that feeling has very much left my loins.
See, it wasn't Lady for me. It was the saucy, been around the block dog from the pound that sings "He's a Tramp." She was
He's
hot.
a tramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously now.
Not now, but at the time.
Oh, no, not now. Obviously not now. Of course not now.
Weird now.
How can I even think about dog?
A lot of women fancy that fox version of Robin Hood.
He was very
That's
charming.
Yeah.
A lot. That's in the A in LGBTQIA is anthropomorphic.
I mean, that would explain a few things.
Well, I think the really problematic one is actually Ariel, which it doesn't, because, you either fancy her when she's demi-fish or mute. And I don't think, either of those are good stances.
Tom's very woke right now.
That. They're not allowed to watch The Little Mermaid.
Why?
Why?
Well, they've already got too many... There's already, oh, my God. I'm trying to unpick what all this shit about what girls can do and what boys can do. And I'm like, you've got 2 mums. How the fuck is this going around in your head?
She could sign a name on a contract but couldn't write a note to Eric and go, I'm the mermaid that saved your life. It's just like, the whole concept is flawed.
I mean, it's just a load of bollocks. It makes me angry.
See, we didn't even get to Disney, but this is exactly the conversation I was hoping to have about that, because Disney is another thing. Look, there's a prop. You've got 2 props, Tom. Let's pretend Disney was drawn. Let's end on that. Show us your DVD and show us your Simba. I mean, what is going on there, please? Like
a wig and a pashmina twisted to make it look like shells.
Nice. I like
Also,
the DIY.
I like the way you've got a little bit of shading there to suggest a bosom.
Exactly. The little cross hatching there.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't agree to come on this broadcast to be sexually confused by you, Tom Tuck. So,
So
I'm afraid that's just a general disclaimer I give out wherever I go.
We all signed that.
So Tom Tuck, is that available for sale, that DVD you just showed us?
Oh, yeah. I think about 30 or 40 physical copies left. They're never going to be printed again. So message me on Twitter or Instagram or whether if you would like them.
And are you
Well,
doing
no,
anything else?
Because physical
Yeah.
media is dying.
What else are you doing that you want to tell us about? Don't worry, I'll get to you too as well. But let's start with Thom because he started self-promoting early. He pulled the
well-
trigger, so...
Well, just at Turligod across the internet. You find me. I will say things and when I'm doing them.
Sing Mountain Goat
God knows, I'm
songs.
trying to write a novel, but that's not going to be quick. So
Okay. Kate McCabe, what are you doing with your life at the moment that we can follow?
So I am doing improv a few times a week. That's like family friendly, all ages stuff. So if you go to Comedy Sports Manchester, you can find that. It's short form games like Whose Line Is It Anyway? But also to entertain myself and help the nation get drunk, I'm making some cocktail videos over on Instagram. You can get those. And yeah, otherwise just really menacing my wife in new ways.
We're all learning a lot about each other, aren't we, in lockdown? Some of it good, some of it not so much. And Jen, what about you? What are you doing with your life? Obviously, you wrote a book, The Other Mother, that was amazing.
Yes, I've written a book, so you can buy that. That's available at all good bookstores.
It's yellow.
Well, we can go to them. Just go on Amazon or something. I know you're not supposed to promote that fucking shit fest, but there we are. It is available there.
It's cheap, isn't it?
And its paperback is coming out in September. Do you want to
Oh, amazing.
wait for that? That will be much cheaper then.
It's also on an audiobook as well, because I had free Audible credits, so I downloaded your audiobook.
Yes, you can. If you get credits for Audible, you can get it for free, can't you?
I don't know if you get any money for that though. I did text you at the time. I felt a bit guilty. I was like, should I pay for this?
Vix, I'll be honest with you. In publishing, once you don't get money, there is no money. I wrote a book. That's done now.
Okay.
People are like, just say I bought the book, so that that money will be coming to you. I'm like, that money's not coming to me. That's not how it works.
Okay. Thom Tuck, take notes about your book you're writing.
Well, self-publishing it is.
I mean, genuinely, I don't know. I think that might be better. And also, I do an Insta Live thing with
Maureen Younger.
Every Tuesday, we do that. Much to our amazement, people tune into that nonsense. And we also have a podcast which we'll be launching with Alison June Smith in July.
Ooh, exciting! What's it about?
It's called Women Talking Bollocks, or WTB, as we like to call it. And it is exactly that.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You've got a ghost.
I've got to go.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's been really fun. I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And it's been better than I could have hoped. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in. And yeah, hopefully we'll do this again. I don't know when. I haven't decided yet. Because the guests have got to be good now because you've set a really high bar. Because I thought if I'm only doing one, the guests have got to be really, really good. So yeah, there was no pressure on you, but that was where I was at with it. So yeah, have a lovely evening. Follow all of them because they're all amazing. The cocktails are great. Thom Tuck's just, he's very special, man. And yeah, and Brister, I love you. So they are the best endorsements I've got for you. This has been great. Thank you so much. I am going to say goodnight now. Everybody else have a good evening.